Stuntman Johnny Blaze has given up his soul to become a fire-breathing vigilante.
There are some demons you just can't escape.
But Johnny is called out of hiding when he is recruited to save a boy from Satan.
I'm not afraid of you.
You should be.
Seeking to end his curse, Johnny does battle with the devil's minions in Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
Well, it's mid-February, which means it's about time for another camp fest from Nicolas Cage. And right on cue comes Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. Teresa, you've just seen it. Tell us about it.
I really wanted to like this movie. I was hoping that it would be so bad it was good, but it was just so bad that it was unwatchable. I didn't really think that the story worked. I mean, when I watched the first Ghost Rider, I understood like, oh, okay, Nicolas Cage and the devil made a deal that he would become the devil's bounty hunter. But in this movie, they completely don't mention that. So it's just him as this being that whenever there's evil people around, he sucks out their soul. But then there's some bad guys in the movie that he doesn't become Ghost Rider when he sees them. Does he have the ability to control Ghost Rider? And then sometimes he doesn't. It just started to get really confusing, the mythology of what Ghost Rider is.
On a Nick Cage campiness scale, right, where 1 is, say, around the level of National Treasure and 10 is around the level of Wicker Man, where would you say this falls?
This was a 12. It was Nicolas Cage is a campy actor, so telling him to act as campy as possible, it was almost like someone doing an impression of Nicolas Cage. And so if they would have actually told him to play it as dramatic as possible and play it straight, it would have worked so much better because he would have brought the camp on his own.
So this movie was directed by Mark Neveldine and Brian Taylor, a team. They made the Crank movies. Those were interesting visually.
The movie looked good, and noticeably it was better looking than the first movie, and there was a lot of cool effects. So I saw Ghost Rider in 3D, and after about 10 minutes, I even forgot I was watching a 3D movie. Nothing really popped out at you. Definitely the 3D didn't add anything to the story.
Well, Ghost Rider's got that long chain. They never utilized that
in the 3D? They never
3D?
utilized it. There were so many moments and so many things that they could have done with this movie, but then they just didn't.
What about Idris Elba? I'm a big fan of his, going way back.
He's a good quality actor, but in this movie, they made him also act as campy as possible.
We are prepared to give to you the one thing you want most of this world. Bring us the boy, and we will lift your curse.
He read his lines in a manner that was just so unrealistic that it threw me off.
Well, there's only so many words that we can use to describe camp, so why don't you take your ticket and give us your verdict?
Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance was a lot better than the first Ghost Rider, but that isn't saying much. Skip it.
Well, until next February for the next Nick Cage Camp Fest.
Ghost Rider 3.
I want Ghost Rider 3.